Hi, and welcome back to my channel. Things are really popping off around here lately, so that's kind of exciting but also nerve-wracking. I'm really glad to have a new audience on today's empties video. If you do hear a cat in the background, I adopted a kitten recently and she's purring and meowing for attention, so just consider her the guest star of today's video. I tried and failed to go in some sort of semblance of order, but I was just pulling from my empties bag, and as usual we have the big tub of the Vanilla Co. Clean It Zero. I go through one of these just about every season. It's my everyday makeup remover, and I also use it on the days where I have no makeup on and I'm just wearing sunscreen. So pretty much like clockwork, I will go through at least one of these per season, and I also take a little one when I travel, so I'm never without this. I know they have this product in other scents and with other skincare ingredients, but I just prefer the original. It's simple, it works, and it doesn't irritate my sensitive skin. If you've been around, then you know I love this. Next out of the bag is the illit Ceramide Auto Concentrate Cream. This one is super popular in Korea, both as a face and body moisturizer. It's 7 free. I believe those are like 7 ingredients that are known to be bad for sensitive skin or just bad for your skin in general. This is just supposed to be the basic non-irritating moisturizer. Some people use this on their faces. It was too thick for my face, but I used this all over my body and it never irritated my skin. Got me through both the summer and the winter. Next is a hair care brand I love and never know how to pronounce in English. Anov, that's gonna be my guess. I have 2 of the Deep Damage Treatment EX, both in the scent Warm Petals. They're the exact same. This is what I use for my conditioner. I know that a lot of J-Beauty brands like the Shiseido Tsubaki and the Fino masks have been getting a lot of hype lately, but in my opinion, these are better. A lot of times you can get these on sale in double packs at Olive Young. The tubes are really big and it smells good. I go through a ton of these as well. Sorry to my regulars for how many repeat products you're gonna see, but I stick to what I like. Next we have a product I just kind of felt meh about. This is the Mise en Sang Curling Essence. It's supposed to be for naturally curly hair. I don't have curly hair, I have wavy hair, but this actually weighed my hair down so much that it made it straighter rather than making it wavier. This was a huge bottle and it took me a really long time to get through it, but whenever I blow dried my hair, I would use this. As you can see, this was the extra large size, so it took me almost a year to get through this entire bottle. But I was only using it probably once a week. You can see it's a thick, moussey texture, which is why I think it weighed down my hair so much. But it did protect it from damage whenever I was blow drying, so overall, not that bad. Here's another product that you guys have seen before, just in a different scent. This is the Kundal Macadamia Damage Hair Care Solution Premium Essential Hair Oil. Wow, that's a long name. This is in the scent Pink Grapefruit. I would have to say, out of all of the scents that I've tried so far, I think I like this one the least. I'm not sure if I just don't like the scent of citrus or if it really clashed with my perfume. Could be a little bit of both. This is a good hair oil. It's nothing super special, but I have a 5-pack and I'm planning on using all of them. I'm currently on the vanilla one, and that one smells really good, but this one was also, yeah, it was okay. It's a pretty thick oil though, so if you have thin hair, stay away from this one. It's probably gonna weigh your hair down. Next, I have a couple of hand creams that I went through. This one is in the scent Tropical Fruits. This is a little cinnamoroll bottle, which is super cute. That's why I bought it, honestly. I don't even know what company this is from, if this is actually a Sanrio product or if they collabed with a different brand, but either way, this hand cream just really didn't do what I wanted it to do. It's just too thin and watery for my preferences. As you guys have probably seen on camera before, I have pretty dry hands, and I'm pulling a little bit out of the lid, whatever was left with my fingernail there, and you can watch when I rub it into my hands, it pretty much just disappears. I think this one has a relatively high alcohol content, so while it smells fine, it just kind of disappears into my skin and then it's gone. There's not really any hydrating effect. I don't understand what the point of this was, but it's gone. Another hand cream with a very similar effect, actually this is technically called a hand milk, so I'm not sure if it's a different product entirely and I was just mistaken. I need to stop buying products that I can't read just because they're cute. But again, this one was pretty thin and watery. I could actually smell the alcohol content in this one, so I know it didn't do much to hydrate my skin. These two were both just not that great. This is the last hand cream of the 3. This is the Kogimyeon hand cream. I had it in the scent Peach, which smelled delicious, and this bottle is super cute. I really liked having this one on my desk just to use whenever I felt like my hands were getting dry, especially over the winter. You can see that this one has a much wider opening because this was a thicker cream. I couldn't really use this and then use my laptop afterwards, but hey, I'll take any moisture I can get. I'm a dry girly. And since this bottle is so gorgeous, it was really nice to have sitting around. Not something I would repurchase, but it was nice while I had it. Something I would repurchase if I felt like spending way too much money on an eye makeup remover is the By Facile eye makeup remover from Lancome. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. I'm sorry, I don't speak French. It's one of those biphase products that has like an oil and a liquid and you shake it up. And you can see from the lid how much I used mine. I had this for like a year probably, maybe even longer. My grandma gave it to me in a set for Christmas, which is why I even had it. And I used to just open this up and then dip a Q-tip in if I made a mistake with my eye makeup or if I needed to take any remaining makeup off at the end of the day. And it was super effective, I won't lie. Another regular guest on my empties videos is the Anua Heartleaf 77% Soothing Toner. I don't know if they've updated just the packaging or the formula as well, but the new one says Heartleaf 77% plus and mentions something about hyaluronic acid. I haven't noticed the difference between the two, and I'm still using and loving my current bottle. I'm actually almost done with it, so it's going to be in the next empties video, but I love the way that you can just put a little cotton pad on top and then shake it out, and it's super easy to use, super gentle, non-scented, and works great for sensitive skin. I will never not love this. Another super hyped Korean skincare brand, at least on TikTok, this is from Round Lab. I have the Korean version, but it's their birch juice moisturizer. And I actually did not like this at all. I don't know if I just got a bad batch, but mine was kind of grainy and weird. There was like some sort of odd sandy texture to it. And it also made my skin irritated and like broke me out. I ended up using this on my neck and that worked out fine, but this is definitely not one that I would repurchase. This is also a product I believe I've gone through before. This is the Torrid and Dive-In Serum. Again, super viral on TikTok. This is the large bottle. I don't have the small bottle for a comparison, but this is the big one. I used up this whole thing. The dropper is kind of janky. You have to pour it out when you get to the end of the bottle because the dropper doesn't all the way reach the bottom. That's kind of irritating, but honestly, it's not the end of the world. This is a really nice basic serum. It's super lightweight and doesn't have any scent to it. Just a really basic, non-irritating serum that you can either squeeze out with a dropper or shake out and then just pat into your face, and you don't have to worry about it irritating your skin. Okay, now it's time to look at all the lip balms I used up. Actually, this is less than normal, I think, but like I said, I am a constantly dry girly, so I'm using up a lot of lip balms. The first one, I don't even know what brand this is from. I've never heard of this brand. I believe it's a dermatologist brand. My mom gave it to me. It was super tiny, but it was really effective. I actually really liked this while I had it, but I looked up how expensive it is. I definitely wouldn't buy it again. This one from Self Beauty was a little sample that came in an Olive Young kit. This was too thin for my liking. It does say it has like some oils in it, but compared to the Tocobo one, it was way too thin and oily, and I just didn't feel like it did much for my lips overnight. I'm currently going through a second jar of the Tocobo one because I got it as a freebie from Olive Young, and I would like it. I wouldn't say I like it as much as the Laneige, which is I think the industry standard, but it's not bad. This new texture bouncy lip treatment was new and really popping when I was in Korea. It has this really cool metal applicator that was really soothing, but it did have a minty flavor, so if you don't like that, stay away from this. It also originally came on a keychain, but it snapped off at one point, so I just started using it as a balm. And I used this as a balm at night and also when I was out during the day, and I really liked it. This one I would totally buy again. Next, we have a tube of my favorite moisturizer of all time. This is the Dr. Althea 345 Relief Cream. I was a little concerned looking at all the ingredients on this list. There's some essential oils. I was afraid it was going to irritate my skin, but this is the best cream ever. It's super light and moisturizing and really did good things for my skin. I have beef with this packaging because, as you can see, it cracked when I was getting towards the end of the tube, so it started to dry out, and I felt like I had to use the last of it up really quickly before it got too crispy. I really like this. I have, I think, 3 tubes waiting for me. I'm currently using the 147 just to get through it, but this I'm definitely going back to. Another one from Dr. Althea. This is their vitamin C boosting serum. I've had a lot of problems with vitamin C in the past. I don't know if it just doesn't get along with my skin or if there's some other ingredient that goes along with vitamin C that my skin doesn't enjoy. But the thing about vitamin C is you have to use it up pretty quickly. I know it says 12 months on the bottle, but vitamin C oxidates really quickly, so you have to use it up. I thought that this was great at first, but now I'm not sure if it's actually making me break out. It's possible that my skin became allergic to it over the course of me using it. I do have a second bottle waiting for me, so I guess I'll get back to you once I've tested it out again. A tried and true that I am praying that my skin does not become allergic to is the Beauty of Joseon Relief Sun Aqua Fresh Wise MB5. Oh my god, I can never say that correctly. Anyways, I use this up all the time because I wear sunscreen every single day, and this is the one that I'm currently wearing. It's really moisturizing, doesn't break me out, makes my makeup lay really nicely, and the applicator is super convenient. What else can I say? Another holy grail. Guys, my empties is basically just a bag of my holy grails. This is the Heroin Make Speedy Mascara Remover. If you have any trouble getting rid of waterproof or any sort of Asian mascara at the end of the day, because they're pretty hard to take off, just use this. You apply it on top of your mascara, kind of like a mascara, using this little brush, and it literally starts to melt your mascara off immediately. If I use this and then the Vanilla Co. Clean It Zero, there's very rarely any mascara around my eyes at the end of the day. So this is great, and I go through this all the time as well. I'm so sorry. My neighbors were partying too hard last night, so I had to stop recording, and now my cat has the zoomies this morning, so I think this is just gonna be a loud video. Here's all the eyeliners that I went through. A lot of the pencil liners have been a long time in progress, but this Can Make Creamy Touch Liner in 01 Black is actually one that I went through relatively quickly. This is a super popular eyeliner for a reason. It's one of those little twist up ones with a really narrow point, so it's super easy to create a fine line. I think I went through this so quickly because I used the heck out of it, and I also used it not only on my actual lid but also my waterline, so I went through it pretty fast. This little nub used to have a smudger on the end of it, but it broke off. This actually was an eyeliner from Dior. I don't know why I paid Dior money for a pencil eyeliner, but this one was in the shade Intense Brown or Brun Intense, I'm not sure. You can see the color right here, but it's unfortunately now too short to sharpen, so that's the end of that. It was a nice brown while I had it, but I definitely would not pay that kind of money for an eyeliner again. This is the Cosnori Super Proof Fitting Gel Eyeliner. I'm not even sure that they make this anymore. I bought this absolutely years ago and finally managed to use it up. Another one of those twist up eyeliners, not quite as fine as the Can Make one, but this one was a nice shade of brown, so I did enjoy this one while I had it as well. You can see the very last of it I saved for a swatch for you guys. You can see that it's lighter than the one from Dior, but I actually liked that because sometimes I want my eyeliner to be a little bit less of a statement. Last but not least, we have the Heroin Make Speedy Liquid Eyeliner. Oh no, Smooth Liquid Eyeliner, my bad. And this one is a classic. I go through a ton of these. They have a super fine point and a really bulletproof formula. You can see that my brush just got super battered up because I used the heck out of it and I accidentally caught some of the brush pieces in the lid when I was closing it. This one also is a lighter brown in terms of eyeliners, but also mine has dried up. So this color was originally a little bit more intense when I bought it. This one's a classic. I think I have more to go through and I'll keep buying them. They're my staples. Ooh, another Can Make product. You literally cannot read the label on this anymore because it's gone. I used this so much that the label has completely rubbed off, but it's a brown mascara. I love how small this tube is because it was super easy to travel with, and honestly, a big tube of mascara will dry up before I even get to use it all. The thing I like the most about this mascara is actually the color of it. Most brown mascaras are kind of just black mascaras pretending to be brown. They're like just slightly lighter black, but this one was actually brown. And that comb really works well to separate fine Asian lashes. If you have super fine lashes, this is probably going to work out well for you because the comb makes it easy to reach each individual lash. Oh man, this one's more of an oops than an empty. If you guys have been around on this channel for a long time, then the Daisy Pro Concealer Palette is not new to you. I told myself I was going to use this up before the end of the year, but unfortunately I actually dropped it, and so now there's so much air getting to the product that the concealers themselves have dried up. I did get a lot of use out of this, which I'm really grateful for. You can see I used one shade up completely, and I have a decent sized pan in another one, and I've just used it a lot, so I think it's time for it to go. I'm sad to see it go, but I have plenty of other concealers to work through. This is how you know that I've been hanging on to my empties bag for a hot minute. Hi camera, because I haven't had the Wake Make powder in my collection for a hot second. This one is in the shade 04 Pale Lavender. I prefer the clear shade because this one actually had a little bit of shimmer to it. I wouldn't say it was outright glitter that you could see on the face, but it did have a little bit of sheen to it, and I just prefer the clear shade because I felt like it didn't have any effect on my makeup whatsoever. This is one of those tricolor powders that kind of gets mixed around on the puff. You can see a little bit there, the tricolor effect, but honestly, once you shake it up and mix it around and apply it to your face, that tricolor effect really isn't there. This packaging is an absolute menace. I spilled powder almost every time that I used it, but the product inside is so good that I'm willing to put up with it. I can't wait to bust open my new one after I finish a couple other powders. Also, this packaging gets so dirty, it's unbelievable. I had to clean this off before I showed you guys. This is the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude Lip Crayon. This one I bought at Sephora because I bought it before lip liners were trending in K-beauty. I want to say I bought this about 1.5 years ago. Unfortunately, this one actually fell out. I paid a lot of money for this lip liner, and towards the end of it, the whole pencil just fell out, so definitely not worth the money. And here are all the lip products, tinted balms, stains, glosses, etc. that I went through in the last season. The first one is this shade from Dior. This was a really nice nude shade. Again, I don't know why I was paying Dior money for a gloss. Who did I think I was? Unfortunately, the applicator doesn't reach the bottom, so that much product is just left at the bottom and I can't reach it, even though I took the stopper out and made a huge mess of it because I was determined to get all of my money's worth out of this bottle. It was a nice color and a nice formula, but again, Dior money, I think I must have been crazy. This one was in the shade 83? 38. I can't read at all. But yeah, nice color, just not worth the money. The second product is this one from Romand. This was my old holy grail. It's still a color that has a huge place in my heart. This is their Dewy Full Water Tint formula. I think this is one of their more unpopular formulas, but I actually really like it. This one is 02 Salty Peach. This one has been around forever. I think I used this when I was in high school, not this specific tube, of course, but this tube has actually reached its end in terms of the fact that it has expired. It now smells like alcohol. You can see that it's darkened up and the color has changed, but I used the heck out of this. I really feel like I got my money's worth. Romance tints are not insanely expensive, so I'm glad that I got to the end of that. This is the Nivea Rich Care and Color in French Pink. I bought this while I was in Japan. I don't even know if it's available in the US. I really wish it was because I like this formula a lot. Unfortunately, right as I got to the end, we hit summer here in New York, which means it got super hot, and this actually fell out of the tube. It was only a teeny tiny bit left, so I wasn't too annoyed about it, especially considering how inexpensive this is. It was moisturizing, the color was beautiful, and I think I went through this entire tube in like less than 4 months. That's how much I loved it. This Mujigae Mansion tint, you guys saw me haul really recently, I want to say. This is their Icy Glow tint. This is one of those like glossy stains, and you can see from all the windowing in this that I really tried my best to get all that I could out of it, but I didn't want to pull the stopper out. If you've ever tried to pull the stopper out on a stain, you know that it can get really messy really fast. There's a tiny bit left on this brush, but not enough for me to get a full lip look out of, so again, I feel satisfied with how much that I've used out of this tube. And it was a nice formula. Kind of tasted like roses. I'm not sure how I feel about roses on my mouth, but again, not that bad. This is the Kaja Gloss Shot. I think I got this also as a freebie from Olive Young, and this I totally would repurchase. I believe Kaja is a Sephora brand, which is a little bit weird that it's coming from Olive Young, but this curved applicator was super nice. There's actually a little tiny bit left that I probably could get one more use out of, but I've had this tube for a long time, so I'm not gonna put it on my mouth. This tasted really nice, looked beautiful, and I really loved it. So if I could get my hands on this maybe on sale, I definitely would buy this again. So that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and hello to all my new subscribers. I am so grateful to have you guys here, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed it and will come back and hang out with me again soon. Bye guys!